Let's do it. It's time. I'm just goofing around this morning. Can't help myself. What up, what up, what up? Happy Tuesday. No, not Tuesday. Happy Thursday. You know what day it is. If you're wondering and you can't tell, I am in a mood. It's a caffeinated mood. It's way too much rushing through my veins right now. And I'm going to try my best to be super focused today. I had to get out some of the silliness before the show starts. Today, we're going to bet on sports. We're going to do a bunch of research, and we're going to see if we can make things happen. So, kind of pumped. I got multiple screens up as usual. You know how I do this. I got a bunch of different what do we got? We got a bunch of different monitors open, and I just want to make sure I get all my organized ones up first. And let's get to it. So, if you didn't see, the website is live. It's launched. It's absolutely goated. A lot of people making a ton of money using it. It's been a lot of fun this week. Having Goal come back yesterday with the massive hockey sweep was hilarious. I mean, of course she did, right? Everyone's waiting the entire week of 2 weeks, 3 weeks during the Olympics of not being able to bet on hockey games. And she comes back out yesterday and she's like, hey, be a little mindful. It's the first day back after not having betting for a week or whatever it was, several weeks of no NHL. She's like, just be careful. And I was like, yeah, okay. We're going all in. So I did. I went all in. I was throwing down my normal units on NHL, and we had plus odds for I think this one, and the Sabres were close. Here's the other one. The Sabres, love betting on Buffalo, of course. And then, threw a quarter unit on the parlay itself, boosted that bad boy with the DK boost, and bang, she just lined my pockets. And I know she lined a lot of members' pockets yesterday. So I love that. Yeah, I got the espresso just flowing through the veins this morning. Very excited, though. Very excited. Let's get after it. What's up? What's up, Co? Morning, man. I see you feeding the community inside Discord and the Community Slips channel. You've been killing it. You've been absolutely killing it. So you got a nice little following growing inside there. I've been keeping my eye on you, and I like that you post a lot of stuff late night and overnight because, listen, there's some soft lines early. And if I used to, actually, this is something I used to do. I used to post those lines late night, and then they would move so fast, or half my Discord wouldn't be able to get access to them by the morning because they'd all move. And then, when I would victory lap those and do my recaps, people would be really upset with me because, I pay for the VIP and I missed those picks. So I stopped posting those late night and the overnights. And now I just post in the morning or the afternoon after we run the simulation model and I got the projections to use. So I'm glad to see that somebody is targeting those because the early value is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Yo, what's up, Steel Force? Website's so impressive each time you log in. I absolutely love that. It makes me very happy. It's just constant updates. We're constantly fixing it, tweaking it, improving it. I think it was this day 4 of soft launch, day 4 or 5. But yeah, it's been incredible. It's been, honestly, I could not be more happy with what we have put together and built. We're going to use it in today's show, and let's get to it right now. How about that? So, all right, let me actually just go full screen. We are going to use multiple different tools today for the show. We're going to be using this for the EV optimizer. We're going to use the trends. I'm going to give you kind of a couple tips here and there on how to use this for other things. And one of them is going to be the projections, which you will see this morning we've cleared out. We are trying to deploy the new, I'll put any in, the new automated projections. So those will be coming soon, which I think a lot of you will really appreciate. Automated projections around the clock, updated hourly. So those will be up there soon as well. So very excited. Game totals and spreads are already there, my friend. So let me show you the odds board. Here's what it would look like. Market. Let's say I'm looking at spreads. So here you go. So like for the Wolves and Clippers, 18 books have this at, now again, what's my zoom in? Let's go 150%. Might help you a little bit. This is the PC view. Of course, I'm on computer. So 18 books have it at -5.5 for the Wolves. You can 3 books have it at -5. To see those books, you just kind of scroll through. Bally, Bet Rivers, Bet Parks, and I'm going to use these side books here. So on and so forth. So you can do it there, totals, and they're also on the optimizer. So, the totals are going to be wild. Pelicans in Utah, 241.5. 7 books have that. 242. 4 books have that. 7 books have 242.5. So on and so forth. It tells you the best odds for the over and the under at each number or line that you want. So 241.5. Best odds on FanDuel to the over. -110, low vig here at -102, so on and so forth. Pretty slick. And then if you go to the positive EV and you have all these up as well, you're going to have, the ability to do that down here as well. You can do all the markets. Oops, I closed it. Sorry. You can do all the markets. You can add totals, points, spreads. So if you're betting on the sides and totals, you can do that. Absolutely. I've been paying attention to this lately. The Novig is insane. The amount of value that is on Novig is absolutely absurd. Hey, Goal, what's up? Good morning. The Ice Queen herself cashing us out with all 4 money line picks yesterday with the Magnus model. Absolutely love it. You know what, Goal? I was thinking about it. I think I might pay for NHL stats so that we can make player cards like this, but for NHL. If we did that, would you use them? Is that something you'd be interested in? I'm curious. We've got NHL on the optimizer, which is nice. I will say I rarely see a ton of NHL value pop up though. Unfortunately, it's just not happening. Maybe Bovada has something. Yeah, Bovada has a lot of crap. Oh, there we go. It just popped up. Holy smokes! I'm a liar. 90 plus EV. Okay. Well, I guess I yesterday just wasn't paying attention because we had NBA up for the live show Tuesday. But yeah, whoa. Adding some stats there would be dope. Holy smokes. Wow. Okay. All right. I might pay for an NHL API. How about that? All right. Decision made. That's a freaking good idea. Let's take off these games. And NHL will pop up here or NBA will pop up in a second. I'm going to take off Bovada, refresh that bad boy. And oh, by the way, let's look at Desmond freaking Bain again. So every single time I am live, I feel like we need to add this. It's absurd. It's absurd. I think we honestly need to add it. It's Desmond Bain. We talk about this. You see it in Discord, people posting photos and stuff. I think this is what Orlando envisioned. And maybe it just took Franz Wagner being out and him just, embracing this role of, I got to go, make buckets. Because he's been on an absolute tear. And, it doesn't even matter that Suggs has been active. He just continues to go nuts. He absolutely is going nuts. It's wild. And there's a handful of players on here I actually think are really interesting plays tonight. I highlighted LeBron James last game too, and I said, why was I think it was 17.5 points? It was such a low line. I'm like, this man is playing 30 plus minutes. He's putting up decent shot volume. The team ain't playing well, but it doesn't matter. He's scoring constantly. And again, we have this at 18.5, and I'm not entirely sure why. Bovada has it at 17.5. Does anybody have it at 19? 3 books have it at 19.5. But some of these players they continue to pop off the screen to me, and I don't entirely understand why we are getting the odds we're getting. This is almost break even here. A -106 on DraftKings. I don't entirely understand it. And I was looking at him. It's like, early season, he wasn't doing the greatest, but his minutes were capped. Okay. He's healthy now. He's fully healthy. And at 30 plus minutes, LeBron James has cashed in 73% of his games this year, 17 of the last 20. And by the way, I get it. Like Austin Reeves is back, so they lowered his line. But this is, he was performing earlier this year. He performed last year with him as well. Yes, I already covered that, Nicholas. The odds board has totals and spreads. Models? The odds board is just scanning 25 apps. These are not betting models. This is just, hey, here are the odds on all the books for these plays. Like, for instance, LeBron James. You want to know all his odds, the overs, the unders across the industry at 17.5, three books at 19.5, so on and so forth. And by the way, if you click these, it'll open I forgot BetMGM I can't log into here. I don't have access to Hard Rock. Let me open up DraftKings. There you go. DraftKings. Bang. So it'll open it up right there. 18.5 points. I'm really zoomed out. 80% zoom. Look at that. So pretty cool. Right from the odds board, you can click these lines and it'll open them up into your app. Pretty sleek. Pretty sweet. Anyways, I digress. That's not a model. That's just the optimizer scanning the 25 plus apps for you to give you the best price on all these bets. But here we are looking at LeBron James once again. I understand Reeves is back. Doncic is healthy. He's still scoring. I'm not concerned about the matchup. And on the other side, you got Jalen Green. I was looking at head-to-head earlier today too. Jalen Green can't shoot right now. We have, I can't remember, Ryan Dunn is back, taking opportunity from him. He's healthier. I think he played 20-plus minutes again last game. Gillespie, Grayson Allen is back. And it doesn't even matter that Dylan Brooks and Devin Booker are out. It doesn't matter. Jalen Green, number one, can't shoot. He's lost his form. And number two, he's got competition. And you're seeing them limit his minutes. He's just playing so bad. Now, this Portland one was the second leg of a back-to-back after a double overtime game in which he took 26 field goal attempts and only scored 16 points. And by the way, last two games, 16 and 18 attempts, and still only scored 13 in both games. He cannot shoot right now. Now, are the Lakers the elixir to, fix that because their defense is so horrific? Potentially. Let me say goodbye to my wife. When your wife is an absolute babe, you got to give her the attention she deserves. Goal's my ice queen. That's my real queen. But Jalen Green, under 20.5 points. Like, this is one of those spots where it's like, listen, if the Lakers are the elixir that allows him to finally sink a freaking shot and this play busts, I can live with that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can live with that. If I lose a bet because Jalen Green finally can hit a bucket, can splash a couple threes, then so be it. Like, I can live with those types of losses. I can. And he just ain't good. He just ain't good. You can kind of see why, who was it? Who moved on from Jalen? Houston moved on from him. Volume shooter, low, 38% last year or something, like or 38% this year. I can't remember, but like, you can't be a jump shooter shooting in the 30 percentile. So it would be your Lakers. What's up, T? And, the threes volume is high, 8, 9, 11, 7, and he's just not scoring. The other market I'd look at is maybe the points and assists. And you can see, the line's kind of bouncing around at 23.5 here. It's available on Prize Picks, Hard Rock, Bovada, at 24.5. We got a handful of books, 25.5. Bovada, you can take the under minus 135 on Bovada. I mean, listen, I'm not telling you what to do, but you got opportunities. And the reason why is look at his assist volume this year. It just ain't good. And when you go look at his potential assists, they're not that high. So you're adding a value factor of 4, going from 20.5 to 24.5. So I kind of like the under 24.5 points and assists just as much, if not maybe even a little better than just the points, because it's not like if he's not scoring, he's distributing the orange. Like, no, he's essentially been a volume shooter and not much else. So especially with Ryan Dunn, Grayson Allen, and Colin Gillespie all there. Like, doesn't matter. Devin Booker and Dylan Brooks are both out. He's just not distributing and he's not scoring. So I'm telling you right now, that's one of my favorites right now, going off the trends page, just going through this list and bouncing around through the players. Here's another interesting one. There's two here. They're in the same game. It's Tyrese Maxey and Tyler Hero. It doesn't matter if you're looking at 20 game season, last 15, like certain players I like at certain numbers. And these are some of them. So let's take a quick look. So again, we got in that first game, Lakers and Phoenix, LeBron James, 17.5 points, looked too easy. Desmond Bane at 19.5 was a really nice play, I think. We have the under for Jalen Green on the flip side, and then we've got this Miami and Philly game. So I don't know what to do here. And I think this is worth discussing because we're getting a price here at Tyler Hero at a number that I don't mind, and we're getting it at plus odds. We saw his minutes tick up slightly, came back after a long delay, was 23 minutes, 26 minutes. He's coming off the bench, and that's not a problem to me. I actually kind of like that he's coming off the bench. Here's what he's been doing. He comes off the bench for his first rotation at like the 4 or 5 minute mark in the first quarter. He starts there. Second quarter, he plays until like the 6 or 7 minute mark, comes off the court, comes back on to close out the second quarter, the first half, closes out halftime, and he does the similar rotation for the third to fourth quarter, and he comes back in. He came back in last game around like the 4 minute mark to close out the fourth. Now, if his minutes continue to rise, I mean, because he's healthy, this never was like an ankle or something. It was his ribs, right? So you're getting a guy here who has an opportunity to potentially play close to 30 minutes. And even if he doesn't, like, the field goal attempt volume is great. He's just not shooting well. Like Hungreen here is saying, like, look at the field goal attempts, 15 and 17 last 2 games, only 14 to 14 points. The volume is the same as it was earlier this year. Sooner or later, the shots will fall, and you're getting that at plus odds. I don't mind it. And also, there are 6 books this morning at 17.5. 6. Now, remember, my favorite way to look at this is when you come over to this page, because it tells you on the odds board how many books are on each one. So 6 books at 17.5, and then 18.5 there. And again, if you're like, well, I really like this play, at 18.5 plus odds instead, well, then, play it there. Or like Mitch, I only have access. Oh, not Fliff. I only have access to Novig. Okay. Then, you click Novig and it's going to deep link it right to Novig, and you can see whatever the liquidity is. And it opened it up at the exact odds we presented to you at minus 120. So you can do that on your own, however you'd like, whenever you'd like. Okay. That's an interesting play. It's the Tyler Hero points. Again, he's going to start banging home some of these threes. Now, in this same game, again, you can click on these names and the new player tag will pop open, new player card. Tyrese Maxey, does not matter to me if Embiid has played. Is he active? It doesn't matter. Embiid was active last game, played 26 minutes, scored 26 points. I think, if anything, this is the type of game where we see Maxey score some more. I do. I think this is the type of game he scores a little bit more. Bam Adebayo, has been a top 5 defensive player of the year vote getter in previous years. It's not like I'm nervous about Embiid at any time, but Maxey will have a better matchup. He's going to get a little bit of the Davion Mitchell experience, who's a very good on-the-ball defender, but Tyrese Maxey, one of those guys who essentially at this point is just matchup independent. He just scores. Tough matchup against the Rockets, 36. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter too much to me who he's against. At 27.5, that's a low number to me. That's low. Bovada, 26.5. Beautiful. 28.5. 27.5 seems to be where it is across most books and pick'em apps, including Prize Picks. DK Pick Six. You can deep link to Prize Picks. So that's another interesting one right there for me. We already talked to Bain play. I think we need to look at Stefan Castle again. So last night, the betting model had the under 11.5 rebounds and assists, and you can see the line dip down today to 10.5. Second leg of the back-to-back. This one actually makes me a little nervous tonight. I actually think going under on Stefan Castle at 10.5 gets a little icky, especially if, listen, if they're up, you're going to get potentially Wemby limited minutes. If it's not limited minutes for Wemby, then shoot, I think he's going to go bonkers tonight. It's a fine matchup. What do you play, though? I think maybe the rebounds and assists would be an interesting play for Wemby. His shot's not falling. The optimizer continues to bang home under 1.5 threes. You saw Fire post under 1.5 threes the other day on his underdog slip that he entered. And that banged home, another W. The optimizer's banging it out, and you can see why. I mean, it's been a great play, but essentially why it continues to be good is because of the odds. Every single freaking game, the juice is to the over. Every time. I have never seen this where the lean is at, minus 130 to the under 1.5 threes, despite the fact that his volume isn't terribly high anymore. And he's not making them. So I think that's another interesting one. If that pops up on the positive EV tool, which we will go look at soon, because I know a lot of people want it, we will go look at it. If this line shows up again, which like this, BetMGM plus 115 to the under, that's a freaking good play. And I bet that is showing up on the optimizer right now. Nicholas Claxton, I saw Your Betting Edge post that inside Discord over 11.5 rebounds and assists the other day. Matchup's tough, though. These teams against Wemby, they these bigs, and Claxton will get some time at the 5. I would be a little nervous about that one. Nolan continues to score, continues to rebound, continues to get assists. He's kind of been one of those sneaky players across all these different markets. By the way, look how quick this is. Click, 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 click. Oh, did you guys know this? Watch this. Ooh, I did not show you this, did I? Let's look at Michael Porter Jr., a guy with a nice array of stats. Check this out. If you ever want to see Altline quickly compared to the original, check this. I freaking love it. Right within the player cards now, you can actually compare hit rates versus OG lines right there within the player card. Oh my goodness. I love it. I absolutely love it. Now, let me show you this too. We'll open into a new tab. I'm going to show you what this looks like on mobile. I learned this the other day. Somebody told me all I got to do is shrink the screen. Pretty cool. Oh, but I'm zoomed in 150%. Sheesh. We'll go to 100. All right. We'll filter out 10 games. I'll give you the mobile. All right. So this is what mobile looks like. So on mobile, it's pretty freaking good. Threes. How about threes for LaMelo? So 60% of the time, he's banged home a 3. He's banged home 3 threes, 45% of the time, over 3.5 threes. For assists, similarly, you can look at, over 5.5 assists, 73% of the games, so on and so forth. Pretty cool, right? That's the mobile view, by the way, if you ever wondered. Pretty slick. Okay, so I love that somebody asked. I appreciate anybody who's ever interested in, supporting the biz and, my desire to do this forever. Appreciate you, Oxby. So this link is pinned in chat. It's mysparryedge.com. And I haven't even gotten to the 2 most important tools on the site. And here's the problem. It's not a problem. I don't know why I said that. The projections are very close to being automatically updated every hour. Literally hourly updates around the clock We're also adding a really sick new game model to the tool. It's built to be an app. It's an actual mobile web app, and this is just the PC version of it. But I haven't launched the app. I don't know if I need to. I think this is just so good on your mobile browsers. I'll think about that. I need to make some money first. It costs a lot of money. Anyways, let's go look at the other things. So projections number one, everybody loves those, and the EV tool is just absolutely goated. I think this is where people really end up making most of their money. What was I going to do today? I think I'm going to remove NCAA and NHL. Sucks for all of you that want to. We'll remove totals, we'll remove money lines, we'll remove spreads, and we'll let this do its magic. So if you want to bet on a sport like the NBA, I think the best way to do it is honestly, and I'm really buying in lately, especially because, by the way, have you seen it? The EV optimizer for Pick'em has been absolutely incredible. So I've been posting these picks, these slips, these entries, whatever you want to call them, inside Discord. And I post these it's super slick, like the most clean, possible way to look at these things. Let me see, where's my recent Pick'em post? Okay, there you go. So I just post like the slip itself. All right. Gambly bot link. I show you why it's a value. This one yesterday, Fox was at 25.5 on most books, 26.5. He's there on underdog. You post it and then they move. So that's going to be a problem right now. Yeah, of course it does. Injuries, betting odds, Sims model. So what we've done is we've taken our 10,000 Sims model, we run our initials, and then we use AI now to have it be a learning model. This is how it was portrayed to me, just explained. And then it updates hourly based on the incoming variables that we've fed it. Listen, I am not some data scientist. I'm trying to explain this the best that I can, but they are updated hourly on the back end. But currently, it's tough. Like, getting these things, because you got to build like your own API to have it on the product to then update hourly, do all its calculations and everything on the back end, then present them again. So it's, we're figuring that out. When we figure it out any day now, you'll just quietly see it live on the site. It's pretty cool. I can't wait though. So that way members are, I know I'm bouncing around topics and I knew this would happen because I look at chat so much. Appreciate you, Mad Dog. Thank you. The projections page though, I mean, that's going to be probably my favorite to use, and the EV tool would be next. Anyways, let me get back to this. Okay. Let me just get back to this. So I know you're going to see a lot of exchange value here. Profit X, no big, so on and so forth. Now, one thing we added the other day, and I really like this, down here, you can actually put down ranges for EV. So if you're like, I only want to take like 3% or higher for the EV. Oh, you can do that. I mean, you could type in 3, it's going to remove everything else. Or you're like, I never want to see anything over 8%. So you do that. And look, all the ones that are above 10% or 8%, they're gone. They're off your screen. So you could put down ranges. Another thing my dev told me, one of my devs, is if you want to focus on like a lower range for the fair odds, you can do that as well. And I can't remember why he said he likes to do that. I think he said that it gives you, I guess some people just want like these, plays with a higher implied probability of success rather than running out, plus 130, plus 140, which I'm going to tell you, this is hard for a lot of people to understand, that there's nothing wrong with those plays. You're not going to be as successful, win rate wise, but your ROI should probably be higher. Essentially, what you're seeing here, 6.5%. Like if you played this Luca play 100 times, you're essentially going to walk away. Mathematically, you should walk away with a 6.5% ROI. Like that's been the way I've seen it explained. It's just like a really loose way to kind of look at like, well, how does this value shake out bankroll wise? It has nothing to do with Luca's. You can click this, by the way. It drops down and shows you some of the apps that have these numbers, which, by the way, here's one. ProfitX minus 120. And by the way, this is because I had the fair odds range set to minus 140 to minus 105. I don't like to do this, but I understand why people would if they want higher implied probability plays. The stats, like when you click into their player stats, this has nothing to do, because I had somebody ask this the other day, like, well, the EV showed X, Y, and Z, and the hit rate sucked. It was only like 40% success or something. Like, that's fine. These plays are entirely driven by the lines being devigged and then comparing the odds of individual books. So you can see Hard Rock 6.5%, Edge at plus 105. Because you see this line, another thing I should explain, this it's gone. Oh, no, it moved down. Moved down because better plays are there now. Oh, you just saw it happen live. I love it. By the way, I told you my brain goes all over the place when I try to talk about this stuff because I've never done it before. So I'm learning. You'll see this little slide bar. See that? That means it just updated again. Constantly updating these lines for you. I love this tool so much. But I saw somebody the other day, they're like, well, I don't have Hard Rock, so I've been playing them on Novig. That's not how this works. This is literally saying at 15.5 rebounds and assists, this plus 105 on Hard Rock is a 6.5% edge versus the book. That specific book. It doesn't mean it's a good play elsewhere. Yeah, I'm trying to learn how to talk about it, which there's a learning curve. There is a learning curve. So I'll get better. I will say this too, that 15.5, I don't mind that number for Luca. That's a fine number. Deep linked. Bang, or opens up right there in DK. I freaking love the deep linking. It makes things really easy. I tell you that, especially when you're doing this positive EV approach. Like, you want to be able to deep link and click in right to your bet, enter it immediately, and get back to the board, right? But Kelly Oubre, 1.5 threes, really interesting play, even statistically speaking. And the ProfitX giving you insane value, so on and so forth. Anyways, long story short, as I literally started this whole thing off trying to talk about the underdog value. So the positive EV tool. No, I was not. Which makes this tough for me, Mad Dog. The positive EV tool. I've been posting these plays for underdog specifically. So let's remove all, and we'll just slap on underdog. Here's one. Russell Westbrook over 3.5 rebounds. Bang. There you go. So we come over to underdog. Let me make sure my underdog app is refreshed. And Westbrook 3.5 rebounds is moved. Bumped to 0.87. Wasn't paying attention long enough. Gosh darn it. So that's gone. That's not a playable play for me. You only want to use these if they are at 1x, because on Pick'em over on Underdog now, they've moved it to 3.5x. So let me get back to my exact reason I started down this whole approach here is I've been posting these 2-pick underdog entries. I've posted 3 of them this week because they're at 3.5x now. It's better than every other Pick'em app. And I simply open up the optimizer and I'm like, are there 2 plays? Yes. Take those 2 plays, post, and win. I've won all 3 of these doing it. All 3 times I've done this, they've cashed. On the live show on Tuesday, I believe I made 3 slips. 2 of those 3 slips also cashed. You're making hand over fist right now, simply using these devigged lines on underdog and just plugging them in for 3.5x. And you know what's crazy? The amount of money you get back. These lines end up being essentially that is a plus 250 on a sports book. You could take 2 lines on underdog at 3.5x. So if you have the opportunity in your state to use underdog, these are insane. And I don't think people really understand that, because before this, when you put together a couple lines there on like prize picks and things like that. It's sports books, you probably get like a plus 220 or something. You get more value doing it on FanDuel or DraftKings. Now on Underdog, you're essentially, based on the line, I'd say like 80% of the time getting a higher return on your investment at 3.5x, which is plus 250, than you are parlaying those on books. It's absurd. It's absurd. I wish I had the ability to enter this stuff on Underdog. I can't, unfortunately, in my state, but I know a lot of you can, and it's absurd. It's been awesome. So I'm seeing so many people. I see Fire posting them in Discord too. I see so many people go ham. Yeah, that's the problem. So when I post, they move. That's what kind of sucks. I'm going to be real with you. When I post this stuff, oh, hey, puppy. One of my dogs is underneath my feet. When I post this stuff, it moves, and they move quickly. So I often stick to just like 1 or 2 per day, and then I just allow the website users to just, soak up all the value they can on their own without me. They don't need me. They just don't need me. Anyways, that was a long side tangent. I don't know how I got on that. Oh, that's cool. I'm glad you got a couple. Yeah. It's a problem. It's like the pick'em apps are going to adjust quickly. And if somebody like me posts where I have a fair amount of people that tail my stuff, if I post it, those lines are going to go from a standard 1x multiplier to a 0.92, 0.91, 0.87. They're going to move quickly. Yeah. I mean, listen, this is Zach, part of it is my issue. Like I am like 7 espressos deep, bouncing around, trying to explain something I've never explained before. So I would say that if you use the tool, if you hop on the site for the first time, what you probably should do is lean on, I guess this is just up to you. The projections are best for people who only want to play a handful of bets. Positive EV is designed for people who play volume. It's for people who play volume. It's not for people who are looking to play. You don't use this to put down 1 bet per day. I don't know how else to say it. You just don't. That's even better. I need my API to update that Underdog play. But Davion Mitchell minus 115 implied, 2-pick entry for Underdog. That's incredible value, by the way. When you see this type of separation, this gap also, I really like that when you start comparing to these other books. And I'll tell you this, here's something I've actually done as well. I really like to compare the Underdog 2-pick to FanDuel. FanDuel's so sharp. FanDuel is so sharp for player props. So whenever I see like something like this, like I like that play even more. And again, you can go research them. I don't care about this when it comes to plus EV betting. If you're doing positive expected value betting, you're doing a volume approach. You should be. That's the optimal approach. You're not putting down a play or 2 per day. You're just not. So even looking at like the fact that I've put out 3 slips for Underdog and all 3 have cashed, that's not the best way to go about doing it. I've just gotten to an extent. There's a luck involved with what I share versus what you use. And I've gotten lucky and I've cashed you out 3 times, all 3 times. But you essentially want this up on your phone or your desktop or something and just have it running on the side and just use it throughout the day. You'll get 15, 20 slips in if you're sitting around all day. And at 3.5x multiplier plus 250 per, I mean, phenomenal. You don't even need 50% of your slips to hit to be able to profit. It's absurd. So very excited. I guess my answer is twofold. If you're looking for a couple optimal bets, projections, if you're looking for volume, you're looking for Davion Mitchell type plays on positive EV. And, of course, Pick'em's going to be a little different. There's not going to be as many plays because there's two ways to go about doing this, by the way. Better's got some plays up. We're adding Rebet as well, some other apps. It just takes time. We are in the middle of the soft launch, so it's not like, we're fully finished. Oh, somebody asked the price earlier. I've been so all over the map. I'm doing my best, but I hope it's coming across okay. I mean, you guys can tell me. $39.99 right now. When the site is fully finished and everything's automatic updates to the projections. I'm talking to somebody else about adding different models for college basketball and hockey player props. When baseball's got the game models up too. I mean, the game model view is freaking incredible. Like, let me show you what our plan is. All I have right now is a PDF for the concept. But like, you'll have the top model picks, top 5 picks, game by game breakdown based on what the model is showing. But anyway, so like when the site is fully finished, it's going up to $59.99. It's just too valuable. I'm telling you right now, it's just this is the most valuable thing I've ever presented to anybody. So, and it's going to keep going. I'm telling you that now because we have like 2 or 3 other tools that we're adding along the way. It's just a lot. I want to build a product that will provide for beginning bettors through the projections, through the trends tool, the odds board, positive EV, but cater to people who are ready to take the next step forward in betting. I think that's I've got a picks product for a lot of beginners, the people that like, I'm busy, I just need some picks and some wins. You're likely going to end up on top, like you saw with the Magnus model yesterday for NHL. But there's a lot of people out there that need more than just that, and they want the power in their palm of their hand, and they want to do it. As you're seeing this thing update every 10 seconds or whatever it is. I mean, you can make. I'm telling you right now, it's hard to buy into. It really is. And these pick'em apps, I'll talk about devigging versus comparing to sharp books, aggregate odds of sharp books in a second, which we're going to add that. We're making a fantasy optimizer for the site. And there's just 2 approaches to doing this for pick'em apps. And I'll talk about that in a minute because, hey, why not? This is teaching moment day, right? But if you're trying to profit in betting, I think the best way to do it long term is honestly probably through positive EV betting. It's a volume approach. It's not being afraid of longer odds. It's embracing that parlays can make you money, and that's the truth. They can, but they got to be done correctly. The alt line parlay betting, 8 legs for a plus 600 is not the way that you make profit long-term in betting. Is it fun? Sure. Do I post those sometimes? Absolutely. Because I like to have fun, but I also do it in a really calculated way. Like yesterday, I was putting a unit down on goals hockey Magnus model. So I had $200 on each money line. And then my parlay was using a boost and a quarter of a unit, $50. That's it. Okay? A quarter of a unit on a 4-leg parlay, and they weren't alt lines. They were normal money lines. And then a full unit on each play. Like, we'll post those things, and they're great for beginners. But if you're looking to make money long term, positive EV is the way. I really think so. I really, really think so. Price Picks just had something pop up under 9.5 for Andrew Nemhard. Let's click the bet now. There you go. Under 9.5 shows up right there. I'm telling you, this is freaking sick. Oh, I love it so much. Under 9.5 rebound assists. Oh, let's talk about the volume of positive EV. So, and again, I'm learning how to explain this all. When we devig the lines themselves and provide you the fair odds, And then we are comparing it to the implied probability of Flex 5 for price picks and better. And 2-pick for underdog at -115, best in the industry. You're not going to have as many plays, but I will say that I personally believe that this will provide you with the best value out there. Like if you're like, I need to make 10, 15, 20 slips a day, this is a great way to do it. The volume is going to be lower, but the plays are going to be so darn good because these are devigged lines. Now, we are also building a fantasy optimizer for the site, again, mysprayers.com, where you will have the opportunity to, we'll set our sharp books. We'll have a list of, 3, 4, 5. You aggregate those odds essentially, and then you're essentially just comparing the implied probability against sharp books. That's what my math person told me. He's like, you can do it 2 ways and they're both fine. It's just how do you envision the best approaches? Well, I like devigging the lines. I think that's the best way. But if you're looking for volume, you're going to have a lot more volume on the fantasy optimizer because it'll be using that approach. So again, like leave no stone unturned. I knew it. Look at that. You guys all saw it open to 9.5. And this brings up something for me. Like, these lines, I'll show you all of them. Like these lines that you're about to see as it's recalculating for 26 books. And by the way, like when you are always adjusting things, like things are going to switch stuff. Or it's going to take a little bit longer once you add all books in, all markets, Bovada back in. There you go. It just calculated it all. And then it speeds up as you remove things. But now this is good to go. Look, it's got double doubles. Like, again, I don't like these. So I actually had the double double and the triple double removed because I don't want to bet on plus 3,000s. I just don't care. Oh, that's right. So PrizePicks moved his line to 9. Exactly. Have you ever seen on X, on YouTube, on TikTok, these videos, and it's like, man, all these lines are always bumping. That I'm gonna be real. They bump because they've been posted by a big account. The lines get steamed and the number moves. And the second way is this optimizer, along with all the other ones out there, have highlighted that line quickly. You have thousands of people quickly hammering under 9.5 Andrew Nemhard rebounds and assists, and the line moves to 9.0 or 8.5. Have you ever wanted to always have those lines? Have you ever wanted to be the person who's like always ahead of the bumps, never chasing steam, which is the worst thing to do? Big account post, they like 10.5, whatever points for Precious Achiuwa. And you're like, oh my gosh. And they got that line at plus 140. And the line moves by the time you get to it on Twitter. It's at minus 110. Garbage play at that point. Garbage play. You lost 50 cents on the dollar. Garbage. Have you ever wanted to be one of those people that's always ahead of those bumps, that movement? Like, this is why I'm telling you, I think the way to profit long term is through this approach. You're on the right side of the lines. And if you're parlaying on pick-em apps, this is absolutely the way to do it. Taking DFS and Donuts' favorite 2 best bets of the day on Underdog is a terrible way to use it on Underdog. What I'm doing here is the best way to do it on Underdog. Because those 2 lines that I play, what if one of them's a minus 110, the other's like a plus 105? On books, Meanwhile, 2 devigged lines, meaning you're probably getting FanDuel at minus 135, Pinnacle minus 139, so on and so forth. Like way better value parlaying those on Underdog. Putting that two pick entry in there at 2.5x, 3.5x, which is a plus 250. Today, I'm trying to educate people for my first time talking about this stuff. Tuesday's show, definitely was more like, here's how you use it. Today, I'm like, here's why you use it. And again, like, this is not going to be for everybody. I posted a link one more time there in chat. This is not for everybody. It's just not. And that's okay. Like, some people are just going to use the trends tool because they just want to research trends. Some people are going to use the projections and the odds board, and they're going to bounce around on these player cards, and they're going to stay right in here. They're never going to click anything else, and they're just going to research players, one at a time, right here inside this card, the card view. They bounce around markets, steals for Okoro, so on and so forth. Like, this is what you're going to do, and that's fine. You can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying you can't. There are tools like this out there. Can you profit this way? Yeah, you got to be really sharp with your research. You got to stay on the ball with news. You got to be smart about how you approach this. You got to figure this stuff out. It ain't easy. It's just not. I don't want to blow smoke up your butt. Having research tools, I don't think makes you a profitable better. I think there's a lot that goes into it, and I think the price is honestly like the most important thing, which is why I think that a lot of people who have these tools don't profit. But they're there for you. If you think that you can become a profitable, better user, like, I use these when I originate my picks. Like, my originated picks are at like a 58.3% win rate this year. That's good. That's very good. It's not my normal like 62.5% or whatever it was the last 2 or 3 years. It's down 4% this year. I've struggled more this year in NBA with my originated picks. Still profitable. It's just not crazy, And partially why the site has been relaunched and revamped the way it is because I'm ready to take a step forward in my betting as well. I'm doing a lot more betting on games. I'm doing more parlays, math-based parlays. You heard me, because I'm limited on like 6 books in New York. So I've had to get you have to get creative. So I got to parlay a lot on these books because they're, BetMGM and Fanatics, $3 bets, $5 limits, $10 limits. But if I parlay, my limit goes up a little bit. So I'm telling you what you should do. I'm just trying to educate a little bit today. And like I said, you just need some picks given to you. Okay, I mean, the tails link's down below. But if you're really trying to take a step forward in your journey, this link's down below too. Lot to yap about today. I spent an hour. I hope what I'm saying is coming across well. Like, I'm really trying. I'm really trying. I want people to walk away at the very least today. I don't even care if you use my stuff, but I want you to walk away with like some different things to think about. Like, hopefully I've taught you some stuff today. NHL has insane value on these shots on goal. This is absurd. The NHL value is insane. I'm going to text my dev. I actually see something going on here. Okay, hold on. Some books do, yeah. Isn't that garbage? That's just so ridiculous. The only 2 books that I'm not limited on in New York are FanDuel and DraftKings. I don't know why. Couldn't explain it. I'm happy. I think I can't explain it. I think I've tried to keep those two apps a little more square over the years. Those are also the apps that I use the bonuses for the parlays every day. And banging home the 4-leg parlay for NHL last night, you'd think that would get me limited. It doesn't. I think long term, they're like, oh, that's a good account for us. He's going to lose his money sooner or later, Here. Like, this is what I mean. I'm not entirely sure. Like DraftKings. Like, they're not limiting me. Having a good month. Having a good month. They don't limit me. I don't know why. I think it's just a square account. I'm fine with it. But those other apps, maybe they're just smaller, Fliff turned into a pick'em app? Wow. Maybe they'll do that for New York and I can use them again. You got a lifetime ban because you created a second account to change your name. Wow, there's no rescinding that, huh? Sheesh. Sorry to hear. It's actually kind of nuts. Sorry, I'm just texting my dev. Anytime I think of something during these shows, I give him a text and I'm like, hey, X, Y, and Z. I don't know what else to do. I mean, I just wanted to talk a lot. I wanted to talk about this stuff and see if we can figure out, some cool stuff. Doing the ranges, I think, is very interesting. I'm not sure what range I would use yet. Let's take a look at Novig this morning. I've kind of been tinkering with this as my range, like the minus 140 to plus 105. I think that's probably fine. You guys probably can't see. There we go. So, like, if you're using the Novig optimizer, and the reason being, and let me explain this, I probably should have done, like, why would you do that? If you leave, and this is why you can't be afraid of the ranges, I think, because check this out. So, Michael Porter Jr., watch this. Okay. I believe this is probably an alternate line, but you're getting 13.2% of plus 140. Watch. So I'm going to go to Michael Porter Jr. Watch this. Look at his line is 22.5 on most books. Here's 22.5. And even Novig has it at 22.5 minus 111. All right. See? Minus 111. And then 23.5. I mean, it's still an elite value. Let me zoom in my screen like crazy for you. Where'd it go? Oops. There. Like, that's absurd. Oh, my head's in the way. Get your dome out of the way. Look at that. That's great value. So you can make a ton of money on Novig betting alternate lines. Alternate lines. It's so counterintuitive. It's so counterintuitive. I think a lot of people don't understand that you can make a fair amount of money betting on alternate lines. I think people are always afraid of it. It's kind of like mini ladders if you think about it. So here's the deal. If you don't have a fair odds range set, you're going to end up with lines like this, where you're going to be betting a point higher on a points line, but you're getting absurd value. And your hit rate's going to be lower. Absolutely. But listen, other books, what is that, like 51% or whatever that is, implied probability it cashes on belly. Meanwhile, no big, 46% or whatever plus 140 is. I can't do those calculations in my head. Crazy EV value. Now, if you're like, well, donuts, I don't want to do alt lines. Well, then you're going to have to set a range of some sort. And now you see the plays volume went down to 72. And that's absurd, too. Like there are 72 EV plays on Novig right now at this current moment. And you could keep moving this line around and the plays go down. Now there's only 29. You have a higher implied probability of success. Absolutely. And when you go look at these player cards, you're going to see a lot of player cards like this, where the hit rates also align with how you feel about the play. Does that make sense? So, like, I saw somebody the other day, they tagged the MySbury Edge Twitter or X account, and they said that they had put the range at like minus 110 to minus 150 or something like that. It was like low. And they just played all these, we don't call them juice lines, these higher implied probability lines and all the original lines, and they made bank. And I think it's a really unique idea. Like we already looked at Oubre earlier today, right? 1.5 threes. Like, again, I told you, hit rates are all going to be higher. Look at the books. Minus 156, minus 154, minus 156, minus 161, minus 154. And then you get a minus 122 here on Novig. Like crazy. And that's all they did. They used the optimizer. They spent the entire day at this super, well, we can't even say super juiced range. Whoops. At this super juiced range. What do we call it? How about that? So you're essentially just saying, the fair odds range you want is minus 120 to minus 150, and you're going to get some really good looking plays, like the Gillespie under 5.5 assists, Ben Shepherd over 1.5 threes. How's this look? I mean, look, like y'all want good hit rates and good math? There you go. Like I could probably post these to members all day long and be in a good spot to make money. Like it's crazy. Essentially, these are all really mispriced plays on original lines that you can take advantage of on Novig. Like, why are people not doing this? I can't remember. Maybe this is my developer who told me this. This is what he does. But this is so freaking smart. Chat, are you with me? Is this making sense? And like, I probably want to go through and post these as my officials all day, right? Because like, look at these odds. Like, if I were to post this play for Gillespie, and I'm like, oh, minus 110 Novik. There's a lot of my members that don't use Novig, and that's on them because it's legal in like 40 states. Code donuts. Yay. Yo, it was you. I think I just said it was you too. I said it was my dev. What's up, Javad? And like, if I were to post these as my official picks, my picks product would be very upset long term. unless they were no big users. Because the people that don't have it, they're like, well, I had to play it at a minus 147, and then if I don't have a high enough success win rate, well, then those people are cooked because their return on their investment is garbage. Look at DK, minus 164. But on Profit X and No Big, Wemby at 2.5 blocks, phenomenal. And again, hit rates, your favorite things, my friends, are going to back you up. Like, the hit rates on these plays are great. You're going to love it. Oh my gosh. You're going to love it. And you could do this all day. But I can't post these and take credit. People ain't going to be happy. They're going to be, oh, but I had to pay a minus 161. Yeah. So I don't post these. But you can. You can play them. You can play them. Oh, you got a plus 110 because you probably got them at 4.5. I bet. Watch. Oh, that's Bovada. There's no way you got that at under plus 110, 5.5 under. You might have taken the wrong side, dude. You got it at plus 111. The play is not the over. It's to the under. Oh, no. See, here's plus 111. I see what you're seeing. Same thing, but that's the wrong side. That's the wrong side, Zach. I'm sorry, bro. Oh, no. Do we need to, I wonder, can we make these words like yellow or something where it says under and over? Would you guys like that? Would that be helpful? Like a blue font that matches maybe this one? Is that helpful? I mean, I wouldn't even think that's a problem. Yeah, you could probably cash out. It's plus odds. You probably get your money back right away, right? You silly Billy. You guys are the best. It's all good, bro. Good. 100% back. Ain't no thing. Ain't no thing. Whew. I think I thoroughly enjoy just like leaving this up during the show. Like my face isn't even there, but like I know that my live viewers right now that are just watching are also just betting. And I'm fine with that. Like if my show helps you win money with me just leaving the optimizer open, boy, does that make my job easy. Oh my goodness. This is the easiest job I've ever had. And here's what's going to happen. You're going to make money doing, watching the show. And then when I'm not live the other 5 days a week, what are you doing? You're probably just joining the site so you can do this on your own all day and all night. Which, by the way, I also say when we devig those lines for DraftKings Pick 6, Prize Picks, Underdog, Better, for the pick 'em apps, you get so much value late night, overnight, which if you're a West Coaster, you're lucky. You're going to get insane value. And then early morning. Now it's 10. The value's there, but it's slow. It's like a slower trickle. The faucet is like closed a little bit. Everybody's awake. They're all betting. All the optimizers in the industry are all hammering the same things. My goal is not to be them. It's to be efficient and user-friendly. I mean, the play is specific to no big. It has nothing to do with Gillespie. Has nothing to do with 5.5 assists. It has nothing to do with the matchup against the Lakers. It has nothing to do with his rotations. It has nothing to do with his hit rates being pretty solid. It has nothing to do with that, Papa Smurf. It has everything to do with the line itself being a minus 110 on Novig, while all these other books are at their current lines. And as things change, these lines change, everything moves around, then the value gets stripped away and it's gone. It's absolutely gone. I would say also try to stay away from EV plays that are like 40% or more. One, depending on the book, they could avoid the bet for error. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So what he's saying is like if you see an EV bet pop up that's like crazy high EV percentage, probably a mistake. You might not be able to get any money out of that. Oh, he's already on it. Ballin posted it inside Discord. Oh, sick. With a link. Put the pick of maps back on for you. See if any pop up. Maybe we'll get lucky. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Oh, wow. Look at underdog. You got 4 plays. I'll just leave it here. Just going to leave it up. Man, my alarm went off 15 minutes ago. I actually got to go. Crap. I didn't realize it was 10:18. I had hit the snooze and I kept hitting it. I love y'all. I appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in again. I did not mean to stream. I actually have something I have to go do. I appreciate you all. Thank you for showing up again. This was another stream where like I posted a link at 10:30 last night and I was like, hey, I'm going to go live tomorrow morning. I think what I'm going to probably try to do here is for at least a little bit of time. Let's see how many likes I get, comments on these after the show, how my growth does. If it stunts my growth and stuff, I'm done doing them. And I'll go back to NFL only 365 days a year. And that's fine too. Tuesday, you'll probably get me again Tuesday. If I can, though, this weekend, maybe we can give it a try and see if anybody's around Saturday morning and do a Saturday stream. I know more people are available on the weekends, so that could be a really interesting idea. We'll see. We'll play it by ear. Appreciate you all. Thanks for watching today. Hit that like button on your way out. Again, mysparbyedge.com. I think it's a great tool, and it's only going to get better and better and better. We've got a lot of things under works. I posted that link right there in chat. If you want to check it out, if you're on mobile, you can grab it down below in the description as well. Thanks again for watching. I will see you next time, my friends. Let's get paid. Peace.